Deep in the ancient forests, a relentless war for survival rages every day. It is a battlefield where three legendary predators are forced to share the same territory. To survive here, the gray wolf must rely on absolute coordination and tactical genius. But their strategic prowess is constantly challenged by the overwhelming brute force of the grizzly bear. An adult grizzly can weigh up to 800 pounds, a towering mountain of muscle and aggression. For a pack of wolves, killing a large prey such as a moose is a monumental, exhausting task. It requires immense stamina, pushing their lungs and hearts to their absolute limits. But high above the hunting ground, a dark and intelligent observer watches the unfolding struggle. Crows share a unique, almost symbiotic relationship with wolves, guiding them towards weak prey. However, the crow's loud calls also serve as a call to dinner for the true heavyweight of the forest. A grizzly bear rarely expends its own energy on hunting when it can simply let the wolves do the heavy lifting. When the wolves finally have their hard-won meal, the ground beneath their paws begins to tremble violently. The bear's arrival instantly transforms the feast into a deadly, high-stakes confrontation. A single swipe of a grizzly's razor-sharp claws can effortlessly snap a wolf's spine in two. However, the wolves refuse to relinquish their prey without launching a carefully coordinated psychological attack. They use guerrilla tactics, rushing forward to aggressively bite the bear's hind legs before quickly retreating. When viewed from above, the tactical geometry of the dog's attack is incredibly precise. The goal is not to kill the bear, which is impossible, but to irritate it until it abandons the carcass out of pure frustration. However, a hungry grizzly bear before hibernation is ruthless and virtually immune to pain. The ability to retreat in time is a true testament to the intelligence of an alpha who chooses survival over a single meal. The pack retreats into the shadows, but the grizzly is not the only competitor lurking in the disputed forests. High above the forest floor, a solitary ghost observes the ecosystem with frightening patience. The mountain lion, or cougar, represents the complete opposite of the wolf's evolutionary strategy. Where wolves rely on numbers and endurance, the mountain lion is a master of absolute silence and solitary ambush. Encounters between wolves and mountain lions are incredibly tense, a pure clash of canine endurance and feline agility. In open terrain, the sheer numerical advantage of a pack means certain death for a lone cat. But the mountain lion has the advantage of height, which completely neutralizes the wolf's ground-based power. Safely perched in the high branches, the cat watches its frustrated rivals with a cold detachment. The mountain lion's unique anatomy allows it to cling to the tree with perfect grip, a feat that is impossible for any wolf. Knowing that they can't climb trees, wolves sometimes wait for hours, hoping that the cat will make a fatal mistake. But the cougar is the epitome of patience, ready to outweight the pack in the freezing night air. Eventually, the pack must move on, driven by the relentless calorie needs of their large family. As winter approaches, the harsh weather drastically changes the balance of power between predators. Low temperatures trigger an ancient biological retreat in the heaviest fighter in the forest. While the grizzly sleeps safely, the wolves regain their full dominance over the icy landscape. Their large, webbed paws act as natural snowshoes, allowing them to effortlessly glide through deep snowdrifts. However, for the cougar, the deep winter snow becomes a deadly, exhausting trap. The heavy cat sinks with every step, making it impossible for it to launch its signature lightning-fast ambush. Forced to hunt in terrible conditions, lone cats face the highest mortality rates during the darkest months. But wolves thrive in the cold, using the deep snow to easily catch up with the heavy, bogged-down moose. The winter prey provided by wolves supports a whole network of desperate scavengers. Even the cougar sometimes abandons its pride to steal a frozen piece left behind by the pack. This brutal, endless cycle of theft, competition, and survival shapes the very genetics of the forest. When the ice finally begins to melt, the sleeping giant beneath the ground begins to stir once again. Spring brings new life, but it also ignites explosive territorial wars in the melting valleys. A hungry grizzly bear emerging from hibernation is the most dangerous force in the natural world. Wolves must adapt instantly, protecting their vulnerable newborn pups from the giant's insatiable hunger. The pack assigns special guardians who stay by the den while the others hunt to feed the mother. The cougar also gives birth in the spring, hiding her tiny spotted kittens in impregnable rocky fortresses. The ultimate goal of all three predators is simply to ensure that their lineage survives another harsh year. They are locked in a constant, deadly dance, each forcing the other to evolve and become stronger. Without the bears stealing their food, the wolves would overpopulate the territory and destroy the grazing herds. Without wolves thinning the herds, the ecosystem would collapse under the weight of the herbivores. And without the solitary cougar, the steep rocky cliffs would remain completely free of competition. This constant friction, this relentless competition, is the beating heart of the indomitable wilderness. In the deep forests, there are no villains, only perfect machines designed solely for survival. As the sun sets behind the ancient forests, the shadows lengthen and the daily war takes a pause. But peace is always just an illusion in a world where the night belongs to the hunters. Tomorrow, the cycle will begin again, as it has for millions of continuous years. The true kings of the forest are ready for dawn.